What is up, guys? This is Taylor, and today I'm going to show you a comprehensive strategy guide for the map 5 in Nazi Zombies. And before we get started, I should just establish that if you are new to playing zombies, 5 is probably not the best map for you to start on. It is by far the most difficult map to do well on and succeed, and even to get to round 40 on this map is as difficult, or maybe even more difficult, than getting to round 50 on Ascension or Kino der Toten. So be ready for a challenge when you play this map, because it is going to be difficult. But hopefully with a few of these tips, even if you've heard them before, hopefully these will help you master the challenge. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, right off the start, you guys are going to want to run to the left and pick up that M14. Now, if you're not very confident in your abilities to play this map, you may want to go over and grab Quick Revive just in case, but I prefer the M14 since it does help you get more points in the long run, and you can always go back and pick up that 500-point drink later in the game. Maximizing the amount of points you get in early rounds has a huge impact on how well you're going to do later in the game. The reason being is that you need to get the amount of points necessary to open every door in order to get down and buy the Bowie knife as soon as possible. To do this effectively, you need to make sure that on the first round you shoot each zombie 6 times before knifing them. Also on later rounds, if you purchase the M14, you can shoot them once in the stomach and knife them on round 2 to kill them, or twice in the stomach and then knife them on round 3, and so on and so forth until that strategy is no longer viable. The best time to leave the first room is on round 4 or 5. The reason being is that at this point in the game, the M14 starts to be very bad at close quarters. Once you're in that longer hallway and you've opened the first door, however, you can start to work the penetration damage from one zombie to another that comes naturally with the M14's assault rifle traits. Unlike the MPL, which you can buy for more money on the outside, I think that you're going to end up getting more points with the M14 over the long run, since you will save money on ammo. In addition to that, you'll also get more bang for your buck, being able to shoot through 3 or 4 zombies in a row and getting 40 points for the price of 1 bullet. One of the unforgivable sins of the map 5 is leaving long hallway too early and going down the elevator. This map rewards those who are patient, and waiting up here and utilizing the good properties of the M14 to penetrate the zombies is one of the best things you can do to maximize your point output. Don't go down there too quickly, especially if you still have M14 ammo. The M14 will be worthless once it's downstairs, since the tight corners prevent it from doing its purpose. Make sure that you stay up here as long as possible and only take the elevator when all other options have exhausted themselves. The entire purpose of this strategy is to be as point efficient as possible and to get you to the Bowie knife as soon as possible in the game. The Bowie knife is really going to pay off in the long run, since it gives you more points and helps you kill the first 2 or 3 doctors with ease. Make sure that you don't buy any weapons once you've taken the elevator downstairs, as buying the MP5 or PM63 is going to come back to bite you. At this point in the game, you should have about 4,500 points. You're going to use those points to take the elevator downstairs, open the first door on the left, and purchase the Bowie knife. You're then going to go turn on the power and then run back to the elevator shaft and defend it as best you can with the Bowie knife. Remember, the Bowie knife is a one-hit kill until round 9 and will give you the maximum amount of points per kill without having to shoot the zombies. Don't waste ammo shooting the zombies, because at this point in the game there are going to be numerous amounts of them, and you should get plenty of points just by knifing carefully. If you do end up in trouble, take the elevator back up to the top and buy Juggernog as soon as possible. The first instinct of many zombie players when they see the mystery box is to immediately try and retry for the gun that they want, usually a thunder gun or ray gun. But in this instance, the best thing that you can do is to avoid the mystery box altogether until the end of round 9. The reason being is that the Bowie knife ceases to be a one-hit kill in round 10, and so if you get a crawler at the end of round 9, you should have enough points to try the mystery box 5 or 6 times with ease, and still enough to open another door, buy claymores, and still be well prepared for the doctor. As I've mentioned before, 5 is the most difficult zombies map to be successful on. One of the main reasons this is so is because it does not have the thunder gun. The thunder gun, which is the staple gun on Kino and Ascension, is essential for making it to high rounds. However, on this map you get another alien weapon called the Winter's Howl. The Winter's Howl freezes your opponents. It's tricky to use, however, so I'll try and explain it concisely. This weapon freezes, but it's difficult to tell when it's actually killed your opponents. The reason being is that there is a slight delay between when you fire the weapon and when the zombies begin to exhibit the symptoms of the weapon. If the zombie is about to die from the weapon, it will have an icicle around its chest and it will then explode. If these zombies have the icicle around their chest, they are no longer taking up space on the map. In other words, you can see them, but you can run straight through them as if they weren't there. However, if the zombies begin to glow a blue aura and they continue to move slower, they are still alive and they can still hit you with ease. Make sure that you don't leave these kind of zombies behind you, because the next time you run around the map in your loop, they're still going to be there waiting for you. Be careful, and when in doubt, administer that one extra shot to make sure that you kill them all, as opposed to leaving them all as a big slow group of still very dangerous zombies. Once you've gotten enough points and are comfortable with the map and have a crawler at the end of a round, go up to get Sleight of Hand and Revive. Never ever leave the base floor when you are in the middle of a round. The zombies spawn quickly and they will completely encompass you anywhere on the map. The worst place to be in the middle of a round is upstairs in the original room. The reason being is that there is essentially nowhere to run to hide, and so when you go up there, make sure that you have a crawler and the round is not going to end. This corner near the control panels is the most difficult place to maneuver in the entire map. When you're running through either of these sides, make sure that you know where the zombies are on the other side of that control panel on the far right that are going to be coming from the elevator area, and make sure that you have a gun with explosive damage out. That way you can make sure to blow off the zombies' legs and sprint jump over them, making sure that they can't trap you in that little area. The map 5 is very unforgiving. One of the only things that you can do in order to ensure your safety in the middle of a round if you become overrun is to jump into the middle teleporter and go to the teleport room. However, if you don't have the option to turn on the DEFCON switch in the middle of a room, this tactic is completely useless. So, when you're about to start a new round and you're not confident in your ability to survive that round efficiently, make sure that you have all the DEFCON switches switched on so that you can jump on if worst comes to worst and teleport out of the way. The only way to effectively stop the Doctor later in the game is to use an upgraded ray gun. The reason being is that the Doctor takes a lot of damage, and the only thing able to administer that damage in the sufficient time it takes for him to get to you from the teleporter is the ray gun. If you have another weapon, however, make sure that you have your heavier, more cumbersome weapon out when he runs to get you. That way you'll be more mobile and easily able to knife him and shoot him in the back as soon as he grabs you and takes you downstairs. If you have claymores, make sure that you set them up at the base of the stairs so that he'll get hurt as soon as he spawns. However, be ready to shoot him as soon as he walks out, even though the claymores are there, since he will begin to sprint as soon as he takes damage. He's a very fast runner and he can catch you no matter how fast you're running. The biggest tip for the Doctor is to make sure that if you have a light machine gun or assault rifle, to switch to that when he grabs your weapon. The last thing you want is to be immobilized by a big weapon when he comes to take your arms. It's easy to get out of hand and waste ammo when you get an insta-kill. Make sure that you are never using your ray gun when using insta-kill. One thing that's easy to forget is that the ray gun can actually hurt you on this map. Unlike Ascension, where you have Dr. Flopper to keep explosive damage away from you, shooting the ray gun at your feet to kill a crawler will kill you. Make sure that you avoid this at all costs. Consequently, when you get an insta-kill, use your ice gun. The ice gun has a very wide radius of fire and can easily help you out of a sticky situation in these times. One benefit to having the ice gun as opposed to the thunder gun on any other zombies map is that you get many more points for each hit. Consequently, when you run out of ammo, you can easily go down to the box, switch in your upgraded weapons, and continue to try until you get the same weapons back and then go upgrade them. Whereas on round 34 on Kino, I might only have 50,000 points, you'll see here that I have over 80,000. This means that running out of ammo is not the end of the world as long as you can easily get a crawler. Make sure that you're careful with these crawlers, however, since they'll often expire, ending the round. Using ammo effectively and efficiently late in the zombie game can be very difficult. It's easy to go through an entire ice gun's ammo capacity in just 1 or 2 rounds. Make sure that you couple it with another gun like a crossbow if you don't have a ray gun. This helps because the zombies become much more weakened to explosive attacks when they're frozen. Make sure that you can use the crossbow to gather them all together and then use a few shots. This should help you save your ice gun's ammo for more dire situations. Once you get to the high rounds, ammo becomes a huge problem, regardless of how frugal you are with it. What you want to do is make sure that if you are committed to getting far on the map 5, that you go trade in one of your upgraded weapons for the stakeout near the elevator. What this will do is it will give you a continuous supply of ammo and allow you to rack up points, which will then let you, after the round is over, go and purchase the mystery box again and again until you can get your upgraded weapon again. I know it seems like this will take a long time, and indeed it will. It can take as many as 15 or 20 shots to a zombie in order to kill them. But this whole time you'll be gaining points, which will make it much easier to get your ray gun and your freeze gun back later in the game. In conclusion, this strategy may not work for everyone. This is just a step-by-step of what I do personally on the map 5 in order to get to the round 40 and above. If this doesn't work for you, I apologize, but it is kind of a walkthrough of how I prefer to do it. It's worked well for me so far, and as long as you're kind of quick on the sticks and you can handle that, and you've cleared your schedule for a long and arduous game of zombies, then I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed the tips. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to oblige. Alright, talk to you guys later.